At that time, when Arjun came finally on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and he instructed Krishna, his chariot driver, to take the chariot in between the two armies. And at that time, when Arjuna saw on the opposite side, as on the opponent side, his great-grandfather Bhishma, his teachers like Kripacharya, Dronacharya, his cousins, and when he saw all of his superiors as his opponent, for several reasons, he mentions 5 reasons in the Bhagavad Gita for not to fight. He decides not to fight out of his compassion, out of his affection for his own family members. And finally, in the 7th chapter of the second, or 7th verse of the 2nd chapter, when finally Arjuna surrenders, Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava, prichhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta, yachreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me, shishyasteham shadi mam tvam prapannam. Finally, Arjuna surrenders to Krishna and he says that, my Lord, now I am your student and you are my teacher. Now Arjuna no longer needs the friendly talks between both of them. Now he wants a serious discussion and he wants to be instructed by Krishna. And that's when Krishna starts speaking the Bhagavad Gita. And the first point when Krishna starts speaking the Bhagavad Gita is that the Krishna tells Arjuna is, you are not this body, but you are the spirit soul. Krishna tells Arjuna that you are not this body and you are a spirit soul. And we as the spirit souls, we as the part and parcels of Krishna, we belong to him. Krishna repeatedly says in the Bhagavad Gita that Mamaiva ansha jiva loke jiva bhutah sanatana manaha shashtani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. That Mamaiva ansha jiva loke, that all the living entities are my part and parcel. Mamaiva ansha, they are my part and parcel, Krishna says. So therefore, we as the spirit souls, we as part and parcels of Krishna, we belong to him. And in the verse that we read today, Krishna is telling Arjuna, just like within this one body, within this one life, we change many bodies, correct? Just like we change clothes from every single day we change clothes. Similarly, right from our childhood to old age, we change many bodies. Like if we see our childhood photo, we had a different body. And now, we have a different body. Everything has changed. Our size has changed. The way we look, the way we used to look in our old age has changed. Everything has changed. So, within one life, our body is changing. Similarly, for the soul changes the body after death. So this is the concept of reincarnation. That next life, Krishna is telling Arjuna that next life exists. So just like we change our clothes, we throw away our old clothes and get on to the new ones. Similarly, at the time of death, after death, when the body dies, the soul takes on to the new body. Now we as the human beings, we as part and parcels of Krishna, we have to understand one thing, is that as a human beings, it is the greatest gift that God has given to us. This human form of life is the greatest gift that Krishna has given to us. Because only in this human form of life, we can actually ask 3 questions to ourselves and contemplate on 3 questions. What are the 3 questions? First, who am I? Now, on any animal or any species other than the human species cannot think about who am I, cannot think about what is, like these 3 questions: who am I, who is God, and what is my relationship with God. These 3 questions only and only human beings can think about. So who am I? Krishna is answering all these 3 questions in the Bhagavad Gita. So who am I? Krishna says, you are a soul. You are not this body, you are a soul. So we have to understand, there is a common misconception that we are this body and we have the soul. But it's actually the other way around. We are the soul and we have this body, which is temporary. And with this body is just like we change our clothes every day, similarly at the time of death, we have to change this body. And as per our karma, we will get a new body by the prakriti, by the material nature. So who am I? I am a spirit soul. Who is God? And that Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says that Mai sarvam idam proktam sutre manigana eva. Krishna gives his wonderful definition. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, who is God? I am that which binds all the, just like, Krishna gives an example, just like in a necklace. In a necklace of pearls, what we see is the pearls. But what keeps the pearls together is the thread which goes through the pearls. Similarly, so when we see the pearls, is the thread visible? The thread is not visible, only the pearls are visible. But can the pearl necklace be the pearl necklace without the thread? Without the thread, the pearl necklace is no longer a necklace. They are just pearls. Similarly, this material world, this entire cosmic manifestation is all the activities are being carried forward by the Supreme Lord, which is not visible within this material world. So that is God, who is the controller, the proprietor, and the maintainer of this entire material cosmic manifestation. That is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, who am I? Who is God? And the third question is, what is my relationship with God? And what is my relationship with God? Is that of a loving servant. Just like our constitutional position is actually to serve. If we analyze, just think about it. Every one of us is serving some or the other living entity. For example, if I am an employee of some company, I am serving my boss. At home, I am serving my family. The father is serving his son, or the son is also serving his father. The prime minister is serving the nation. The president, prime minister, all of them are serving the nation. So in this way, all of us are actually serving some or the other living entity. Because that's what is our constitutional position. But actually, our constitutional position is to be the servant, not of this material nature, but the servant of Krishna. Our Shastra says, Jivhera Swarupa hoy, Krishnera Nitya Das. This is a proverb in Bengali. Our Shastra says that the constitutional position of the Jiva is to be the servant of God, is to be the servant of Krishna. Just like, for example, the constitutional position of a fish is to be in the water. Now you take out the fish from the water and you ask the fish, do you want to eat rasgulla What is your favorite sweet? Tell me. I will give you your favorite sweet. Do you want to come on a world tour with me? You ask anything, fish. The fish will only say, give me the water. The fish will completely be unhappy outside the water. The only thing that fish needs is the water. So because that's what the constitutional position of the fish. That's what the fish is meant to be in. Similarly, our constitutional position is to serve God. And the name of that God is Krishna. Ishwaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam. Lord Brahma, the secondary creator of this entire material world, Lord Brahma says that Ishwaraha Paramaha Krishnaha, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Satchidananda Vigraha, his body is Sat, Chit and Ananda, which means his body is full of bliss, eternity and knowledge. Sat, Chit and Ananda. Ishwaraha Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarva Karana Karanam, and he is the cause of all causes. So therefore, when we understand this and when we lovingly serve Krishna, that's when we can ultimately become happy. Otherwise, there is no possibility of ultimate happiness in this world. And that's when we serve Krishna, that's when this human form of life is successful. All the other species cannot come to Radha Kalachandji and serve them. But only in this human form of life, we have this privilege, this opportunity to serve Krishna. So, I would like to end here. It's 12:54. So, do we have any questions or comments? We can take right now, or I will be available here for some time. If you have any questions, comments, if you want to. Radha Kalachandji Bhagwan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So we can end here. That is all बिगड़ले थे बंद पड़ we can at the feet of Srila Prabhupada. No, that is not working, Prabhuji. That is not working. So we cannot move it actually. Not sure. So let's leave it there. Just leave it here. Yeah. As Ananda Gopal Prabhu did the Narasimha Arati. So, thank you for coming.